Greetings, this is Gilles Monsieur. I wanted to say hello, to wish a happy birthday to all the Aries, for we are starting this astrological season, the new starting with Aries. So here behind me is an astrological portrait. So I put the Earth instead of my face, but it is all the planets. Those planets were in this position when I was born. There was there's a bit over 100 of them. So I have my Sun and Ascendant in Pisces, but. In many sense, we are connected to all the planets, to all the constellation, the whole universe, all the galaxies. We are all connected to the whole thing. So the unity consciousness is really resolve all the philosophical, the scientific. Well, it does not resolve, but it is the common ground in which all things, all religion, everything come from the one, and we'll end up into the one, the unity of it all. And so as we discover that, we become sensitive to life on a different level. I wanted to say. So Aries is the I am, Taurus is I have, Gemini is I think, Cancer is I feel, Leo is I will, Scorpio is Virgo is I analyze, Libra is I balance, Scorpio is I want, Sagittarius is I aim, Capricorn is I use, Aquarius is I know, and Pisces is I believe. So we all have all of that. So it is even if we do not have major planet is one constellation, we have little planets sometimes. So it is interesting to in order to seek to know ourselves, to study our own astrology. Those paintings works really well for me. They are really good mirror reflection. So I'm learning a lot of things through the contemplation of them. I'm going to pull a few cards that are about past life. So it is. I'm sorry. It is about the past life, and so there may be triggers for those things. So what is the highest wisdom we need to understand today is the art. So it is about connecting or more connected to all this world of art, all the arts. So for it is we've participated in past life to great. So there is great memories and connection and discovery through the creativity and the arts. What we need to understand is the Father. For once we understand the Father, we are at peace, we are whole. It is the ultimate search for finding the Father. It can be the physical Father, for we have 7 fathers, the physical Father, starting with that. Then there is the Adam, the Father of humanoid life, the material Sun. Then there is a constellation Father, then there is the Creator Son, then there are the Ancient of Days, then there is the Great Unificator. Then there is the universal Father, there is the Supreme, and then there is the Father. But in many sense, we want to reconnect to that it's an aspiration to return to the source, to the Father. For we call God many things, but in many way we call God many things. But for me, God is my Father before anything else. And so then what we need to do is Egypt. It is reconnecting to this wisdom of the Egyptian. For those who are interested in the wisdom of Egyptian wisdom, the first thing to read would be the Kybalion, Kybalion. I'm sure it exists in English. It's the great Hermetic principle of Hermes Trismegist, and then after that, right, the Emerald Tablet of Thought. That's more advanced, but there is a great deal of awakening through all those memory, the Akash, the halls of Amenti, the reconnection. We all had lives in Egypt, in Greece, we all had those experiences. We connected to all those times, and the memories are coming back. For Egypt knew they are transcendental. They were transcendent in relationship to what we live now. They had more spiritual and scientific knowledge than we possess, but we were for we see the creation of those great pyramids remains a mystery no matter what they say. We'll eventually find out that those were constructed. The Great Pyramid of what called Cheops, this was constructed by Thoth, the great master of Atlantid, and he used the anti-gravity crystal from Atlantid that was preserved after the fall to. I think it was created before the fall. It was created 35,000 years with the Sphinx, and then the other pyramid came a bit later. But we'll make very significant discoveries in our lifetime. We'll see great discovery. We'll be officially understood. This great deal is still unknown about many things, and the galactic families and all those things. And the general message for us today is the lessons and the good deeds. It means that we're learning our lessons, but all the good deeds we did are going in a cosmic bank, and they'll be redistributed to us, for we are in service to the planet, in service to evolution, in service to life. And how do we do that? We find where is our greatest joy. For when we find our greatest joy, we are always of the greatest service. I wanted to address the understanding of something very important, that ascension, it's about projecting our consciousness beyond in other realm, but it is also granting this energy into the earth, into the physical body, loving our physical body, not how it looks, if it's it can be too old, too young, too tall, too small, too big. It is not about the form, it is about the essence, that it is a biological vehicle that can allow us to move through time and space with everybody else and have those amazing experiences. So we must love it for what it is, and learn to take better care of it as much as possible, for that is a big challenge. But and so in many senses it will become the temple of the spirit, where the Buddha discovered that the body was far more than what it appears to be. And so even Jesus said the true kingdom of God is within. So it is where we need to seek it, to know that it's already there. There is only a separation between mind, spirit, body, soul. It is within the mind of the ego. The ego mind is the trickster. It will always will fool us to believe certain things. I was visited by a master the other day. I thought I would call and greet him. It's a master named Kutumi. It's a great teacher. You may, of course, feel free to invite him to help him. You can converse with all ascended masters, all archangels. They all possess all kinds of wisdom. And they all work within the frequency of light, for within the white light of God there is all the colors of all the frequencies, but not in the same proportions. But we are always assigned to the frequency where we are the more useful, where we are, although we will be learning on other, we're learning about the full spectrum, but we're always being used in the level that in the frequency that we are the most useful. I was going to talk about the divine counselors and the perfecters of wisdom and the universal sensors, but they may be a bit complex of a discussion for now. So there's just a few other things. We'll return to that. But I want to say that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are not our physical body. We are just because we are made of contradiction. We have to make it all work for ourselves. This physical body, there was a philosopher named Plotin was trying to reconcile Plato and Aristotle in the 3rd century AD, and he thought that matter was the pure evil, was that really what would hold us to this grounded matter. And so it is. It is very important to in order to be free from that pain of physicality, is to lose the identification with form, and to let go of the need and ability, the need to analyze all our struggle and our pain, and it is far better to release them and let them go, rather than trying to struggle to understand, because the energies of times are accelerated. There is a rearrangement of all kinds of energy. For we need to balance out rest, relaxation, and entertainment. It is important to learn to take good care of ourselves. So that is the main message for this spring. The better we take care of ourselves, the more free we will become in our mind as well, to enjoy all the things that Spirit will bring us in this new season. Well, I hope this message was interesting. I thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.